It's 9 a.m. and you're already over it. The day's barely begun, but between the traffic, the notifications, that one email, and then that one person who really knows how to push my buttons, and I'm done. We've gone from fine to furious in a matter of minutes.
This is what we call getting knocked off the joy wagon. And if you don't know how to climb back on, then your entire day, and everyone in it suffers.
So today we're going to be talking about how to stay anchored in joy even when life gets really messy.
Hi, we're Jeff and Ellen, life and relationship coaches, helping you co-create a better life.
So grab a drink and your notepad. Let's get started. New location because it's sunny.
And let's hold on to the sun while we have it.
Yeah. So today we're talking about joy. Joy is an important topic for you and I. We like talking about joy. We like coaching people how to return back to joy, but also because we struggle with it. Like how to stay happy, happily married, happy in our day.
And how to not let the life events, particularly the larger life events that come in off of social media and the news and the thing that people are talking about on the street,
influence and take over.
And I think that's a takeover.
Drowned our day.
Yeah.
Sort of like Superman. So I imagine him in his fortress of solitude on TikTok. How does he stay grounded? And he's like, I'm done.
Do you think he's watching like cat videos?
That probably is what keeps him up. So he removes himself for a little bit away from humanity, maybe even into outer space, so that he can be in full view of the sun again. You know that in the movies, that's where Superman
gets recharged. And
he charges
power
up to be in the sun. And I think it's not just the physical re-strengthening and rebalancing to power up physically, but it's the powering up emotionally, spiritually, that he can rebalance calm so he can return to the light, so to speak, and then come back. Yeah, so
I think Superman's a good metaphor.
And so I think that's why people feel better in his presence. It's not because he's got X-ray vision, but because he's anchored in the light.
So here are 3 reframes that we do that help us get our inner Superman back.
Yeah. The first is noticing that bad things happening is just a signal. They're not a life sentence.
I used to say, oh my God, this is such a bad day. And over the years, I've really been working to train myself to say, actually, no, Ellen.
When we make that a rash and quick evaluation about the event, that's like the hands off the wheel for me. It's like, yep, no driver anymore. And then you and I can get into that downward spiral. Your spiral affects mine affects you, because we're making meaning out of that when the bad event is just an event and it's just a signal, kind of like in a car, refuel light goes off, and you're like, we're getting low.
Right, we don't go, oh my God, we're running low, the fuel light just
There's
went up.
no more gas.
Oh my God, the trip is ruined.
We stop traffic. Oh my God, the windows are down. We're losing it. Having that light go off, and it's just an indicator. It's just a signal to say, I'm cranky, I'm pissed, I'm off in some way.
Yeah.
And then that we need to now pivot to do something else. That's the first thing. And I think that's the awareness, and that what we're really good at helping each other is, like, I will say to you, oh, I think you're going down. And same thing, like you come to reassure me and you're like, hey, baby. You're like, shh, we could pause this moment so that the horses don't get out of control for me.
And I think that what we have learned to do well now is that when you do come to me or I come to you, we actually appreciate, thank you for bringing my attention to it. We don't fight each other anymore. Let's stop it here. Yeah. Let's stop the downward spiral now and regroup.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, if you can catch the signal when you notice, this has just turned me, I'm now off the joy wagon, I've fallen off, and now I'm feeling angry or upset. It's okay if you don't catch it, but have someone that will catch it. Like, there's no judgment if I don't catch it. I might be within my crankiness and I may not catch it, but then you go, hey, check engine light.
And trust me, people in your life, they'll be reflecting your lack of joy back to you. They'll want you back on joy sooner than later. So if you can catch that signal coming back to you, because you can't turn your life around or make choices to get back to joy if you don't even know you're spiraling out of it.
So you want to, but pick people that aren't going, are you cranky spanky again?
Yeah, judging you.
Yeah, that's just going to add more. But someone that has your back, that you know, that just says, yeah, if I don't catch the crank meter, can you just bring my attention to it? So that it's not a matter of catching it, it's can you respond to the signal when it comes to your awareness.
That's such an important distinction, really good.
Okay, pause for a sec. If you're watching this and thinking, wow, this is really good, and I should do something with my life, we want to introduce you to our JoyNOW community.
This is our online community where we're going to help you go from living on autopilot to creating more joy.
You get weekly group live coaching calls with us and a gaggle of supportive people who are on the same journey as you are.
So come hang out with us and a whole bunch of other cool people at JoyNOW. Click on the link in the description below to get started.
The second is return to the light. Do some action so you can change your energy.
Like sometimes for me, light is our dog. You know, Bodhi is light, where I turn toward him and he's just this little ball of cuteness.
That makes sense why animals are like the therapy dogs and all that, is that they're bringing stability to your emotions. They help you change your state.
Yeah, they do, because they hold the energy. Like he's holding the energy I actually want more of. He's not in a bad mood.
He doesn't waver as much as we do.
Yeah, and so because of that, though, I actually can sort of pivot or play off of his energy. It's co-regulation, and I'm actually using his nervous system to help co-regulate mine. But it makes sense, right? Because if my energy is low, I don't want to be around somebody who is also low energy. So this is where I make sure I'm not calling the people who I find difficult to talk to or be around.
So you remove yourself.
Yeah.
Songs is another one.
Yeah, music.
I like to play music to change my state. So if I'm cranky, I'll play something better. Changing my state, returning to light sometimes is like, wash my face. Just go to the bathroom and splash water on my face, because the water, the touch, it just kind of neutralizes in a way. Is exercise?
Oh, no, that is another really good one, though. Exercise, you're right. Actually, exercise is really good. I get all those endorphins going, things moving.
To move energy around your body?
Yeah. So walking, especially if it is nice outside, actually doing a little...
Walk is really good. Walking is just more movement, getting things, moving stuff around in the system.
Yeah.
So you're not in this crank factor.
Yeah, a little hit of the vitamin D, basking in the sunshine. That's where I guess we Superman in that moment. We are taken in the sunlight. It is happy making.
I know another one you do.
What?
Nap.
Oh, yeah. Still not the one I'm getting to. I'm going to get to in a second. But yes, sometimes if I just full on cancel out, I just need to reset. It's kind of like Shavasana, maybe a little deeper than Shavasana. And
so what was the other one?
I actually journal. Like it's finding and I'll find anything. If I'm particularly cranky, because I'm free to write out, and maybe it's not true journaling, because it's just finding pages where I can just curse and swear and get out everything I'm feeling. And then inevitably, once I get it out, and it has to be handwritten, can't be on a computer, it is about the touch, pen to paper.
Yeah, sometimes I know that when you're cranky, you go off to write stuff out, and then you come back more balanced.
Yeah, because I get it out, and I know when it's out, because all of a sudden the questions change, and actually I go from spilling my guts to thinking, being curious, more introspection, and then I know it's out.
Yeah, and so I think like having, when we're off, knowing that we're responsible, we're the driver of our life, and that if we bring off energy to an already off situation is not going to help. If you're cranky, me bringing crank isn't going to be a miraculous, oh, well, you've brought a different crank. That doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. And I like what you said, though. You talked about we have to bring it to, there's a sense of responsibility. So while you're there to support me, it's still my journey. I have to return myself to joy, and I can't offload that onto you.
Yeah. Sometimes when we're working with couples and both of them are cranky, and we say, okay, so if we use a color, you're bringing red to this conversation. And if you bring red to the conversation, red with red just makes more red. You will not have a different color. We need to go off and do something to change our state so that we can become something different. Now, this is not toxic positivity. It's not like, oh, I'm going to not process, I'm not going to deal. What we're saying is we don't sit and wallow for, I'm going to take 4 hours now to process this upsetness. That you're like, you feel the emotions, you let it rise in you, you become aware of like, oh, that's why, because I got yelled at. Okay, that bugged me. But then now what can I do to change, to turn towards the light, face towards the sun, something better coming in to move in on you so that you can feel better.
Right, and it's about being present in the moment of what you're actually feeling, because you can't turn joy around when you're on an automatic, habitual way of dealing with your drama.
That's just putting a layer of frosting over a cranky cake.
Yeah.
It's going to taste terrible.
So that's right. So it requires then actually tasting the cake and being present for the taste, because that's the piece that's waking you up and giving you the opportunity to choose, to pivot and choose a new perspective, a new direction. Number 3 is using the difficulty. And actually, my favorite story about using the difficulty is that Michael Caine.
Yeah, Michael Caine's story in acting. He was in a scene in coming onto stage, but there was a chair blocking his entrance. And so he stopped and, said to the teacher, what's going on? And the teacher's like, no, use that difficulty, not trying to remove the challenges. And I love that because it's basically saying yes and
I was just going
to life.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's like the whole premise behind improv, because so I love the story and makes so much sense. In acting, you learn that in all your years of acting. I think that's one of the big takeaways from all that training and all that practice. You're so good at yes-anding life.
Yeah.
I see you do that all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When we want to have so many things go right, when we say, oh, I don't want anything bugging me today, I don't want any stress, the probability of that happen is so narrow, so remote, that that's never going to happen. And so, that
and it's
the
a lot
phrasing,
of work to do that. Like, it's exhausting. I know, because I've tried that route too. I think
a lot of people do that. Yeah.
Like, I just won't let anything bad happen. And I was putting so much energy, and I didn't realize why I was so exhausted from trying to find joy.
Control. And it's blocking.
Too many moving parts out there.
Too much energy coming out to manage and manipulate. And that's just, it's a losing battle. A ship in port is fine, but that's not why you build a ship. It's to go out on the ocean and ride the waves. I remember when I was coaching financial advisors, and they're like, so how can I make the conversation go so the customer doesn't get emotional? I'm like, I don't know. People talk about money, they're going to get pretty emotional. They either get upset, worried, frustrated. And they're wanting like the silver bullet. What's the thing to say to bypass that conversation? And I'm like, you will not connect that way with people. You have to use the difficulty. You have to use the emotion, because that's where the life is.
And that actually changes the story we tell, right? Because using the difficulty means I don't see the difficulty anymore as an obstacle, as resistance, as bad. I see it as the next challenge, something to overcome, something to figure out, and everything is figure outable. And so you're like, okay, I'm going to embrace and take in what just happened.
Yeah.
And then from that place, we have access to so much more creativity. And immediately we sort of neutralize the event. We may not have returned to joy fully, but we're on our way because we've stopped the downward spiral.
Yeah,
oh no, oh my God, no, this is bad, to, okay, yes, and
neutral.
Like this, I'm walking along my path in life, and boom, a tree just fell down. I'm not freaking out. I'm like, okay, I just need to regroup, and I'll figure this out. But I'm not in a panic. And so I have neutralized that. And that opens me up to stay, actually. I never actually really fully left joy. because joy is a consciousness. It's a state of being.
Yeah.
And I stay in it. And that's where our creativity is.
Yeah.
You know, that's where our connection is.
Yeah.
And that's where our resourcefulness is.
It's kind of when you think of like a massage therapist who every new client coming through the door,
Probably bring
tight, crank, not feeling good, right? So you think like, why would anyone want to become a massage therapist, right? Because you just
put the hands
you
on
literally
the
have
bodies of all these energies,
right? And so, you know, I spoke to a massage therapist about it. It's like I don't ever take on, I don't embody the crank or the tight muscles. I just move energy, and so energetically, it's like letting something move past you. You witness it, you observe it, but you don't take it on to become that.
This is everything we do all the time. How many times have we have clients say to us, how do you do this all day? I feel like I just unloaded all I just barfed all the bad stuff, and you do this, you know, hour after hour in the day. How do you do this? And the answer is actually because we love people. We can hold the space. We don't take on your issues.
You're really good at that. You're great at holding the vision, the bigger picture of what's going on for clients.
I mean, that is the ability and the skill. And that is actually, funny enough, when they're in their pain, I can sometimes be in my best joy, not with their pain, but because I know I can help them and I can see and hold the space. I see the path to take to get them to a better place. And so I can hold that space, and that's what they need. We're co-regulating, and I'm lending them my nervous system.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it on going, oh my God, that is bad.
Lending the nervous system. I think that's, for me with empathy, I can be good with empathy because I can say, I see your frustration, but I'm not frustrated. Like your frustration, your anger is valid, but I don't become your frustration or anger with you. So I sort of observe it from a distance. It's not neutral. I don't wall up, but I just go, yes, you're frustrated over there in your backyard and you're angry, but I don't become that. And so
no, because you have like, you actually helped me a lot. As I said, you're good at the yes and, but you have no fear over negative emotion. Where when I came into our relationship, I did. I was like, certain negative emotion, I didn't know how to be around it. And you have since helped me. I feel like I've done almost a 180 around negative emotion, just by watching you and being around you, and having you coach me. You have no fear, no resistance over someone else's emotion, no matter what it is. When people are off, they don't need more voices that are judgmental and critical or evaluative, because most of us have too much of that going on internally anyway. That's usually what's leading to our own lack of joy and offness.
Sure.
And so we don't want to bring that to other people's lives too.
Sure.
And I think of in particular children, right? I think of when Wyatt was little, and he was just wound up from the day. Oftentimes it wasn't that anything bad happened. Sometimes it was actually too much good stuff. He was overstimulated.
Yeah, and so when he's cranky, for us to bring a different energy, for us to be the like thermostat of him, we bring the calm around his chaos, so that we're sort of like the calm in the storm for him. When we're anchored and grounded, that he can come to us when he's let it all out.
Exactly.
And so his frustration, again, doesn't become our frustration.
So one of the things that I try to practice that really helps me, because when I go, I know emotionally I can really go, and that is the pause. If I can just stop and pause and take one breath.
And sometimes I'm indicating for you to do that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm like, let's just breathe here. Let's breathe. And when you accept that offer, and we slow things down, that's a chance for us to turn towards light. So the big takeaway today is that bad things happening in your day are not the enemy. It's the invitation for you to pivot and turn towards the light.
So the easier it is for you to return to joy, the more your day benefits and everyone else in it.
Not only do you feel better, but you're making the world better because you're showing up as your grounded, centered self.
Hey, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more practical tips related to mind, body, and relationships.
And check out this next video to keep learning about those.